You know what time it is, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Greenbox Convos. It's your boy Just Lando with my main man, my co-host.
It's me, Joe Rogan, and I'm on BMT.
Joe, hey, I've never, ever heard anybody do a Joe Rogan impersonation. First time. Spot on. That man is very annoying to me. But anywho, it's the show where we do, a little bit of this and that and this. Bring you guys this week's headlines, try to keep you up to date as much as we can. Our top five, then we wrap it up. And with that being said, Mr. Marlon, how was your week?
My brother, even though it was a short week, it kind of felt a little long. I'm glad it's over, and last weekend now. How about you, my brother? How's your week been?
Ain't been no damn short week for me. Yeah.
Oh, my
Holiday
bad.
off having motherfuckers. Hey, man, we got this slaving, connect ganging, But, it was straight. It was straight. I actually got 3 days off, so that was lovely. But mine was on the back end where there wasn't no holiday involved with it. But yeah, so
I mean,
enjoying that.
got Juneteenth, right? Ain't that enough? Ain't that enough?
Shit, they must have not got the memo at the job.
Remember, y'all gave up one to get one.
Yeah, man. Shit, yeah, shit. I'm glad you did spirits, my brother, because we about to get into this. Let's hit them with these headlines.
Let's get it. My girl, Rachel Nichols. I don't know what the fuck she's been up to, but
what you mean? What the fuck she been up to? She ain't never look. We know what she been up to.
To give it some context, last year during the NBA bubble, it came out that her room was bugged or something like that, but the full story finally came out, and apparently she forgot to turn off a remote camera in her room, and it picked up a conversation she had with one of LeBron James's advisors, in which she pretty much complained about her coworker Maria Taylor, a black woman, getting to host the NBA Finals. And the way she worded it, it sounded like she was venting, but like she kind of pretty much hinted that the only reason why they picked Maria Taylor is because she was black and it was a diversity thing, and
it's a minority hire, an affirmative action hire.
Well, it's an accent, but you know what I mean? It was like ESPN, they were known to have a horrible track record when it comes to diversity, and she just felt like it was like an overreaction, and that she was the one that was, she was the one that was kind of not gaining anything from it. She was actually losing an assignment. She said it was in her contract. Well, that conversation leaked out. It went back to the servers at ESPN, where a producer who's black sent it to Maria Taylor and all the black employees, and it started circulating. What do you know?
Look, man.
They kicked her off of NBA Finals this year, so she's not even involved in the finals. And she's gone and did a little half-assed apology. But yeah, like, what do you think about that? Do you think what she was saying was necessarily, like, was it racist, or was it just people overreacting? It's something, but like, what is it? Because people want to cancel her, like, throw mud on her career, and then there's others that are just like, she didn't really say anything bad at all. Like, I don't get it. People are just sensitive.
Well, like they always say, what's done in the dark always comes to the light. I understand where she's coming from, though. It's because trust me. That the way hers got taken away would make anybody upset. However, when she hinted at the minority thing and blah blah blah, woman, you're still a minority. Don't act like you're on the other side of it. You know what I mean? You're not. You're still a woman in the workplace. And unfortunately, women are still minorities in the workplace. It don't matter what color you are. You know what I mean? So for
Yeah.
her to split that, like her put herself outside of that and say,
Yeah.
well, why is she getting it? Motherfucker, y'all should both be competing at the same speed. The fact that Maria Taylor is black and a woman, it, man, you know what I mean? You just put her down as a woman first and then as a minority black woman. That's where I kind of have the problem with it.
Like for me, I think the biggest like asshole in this situation is ESPN because like
Absolutely.
we don't know what they promised her and if it was in her contract. And if they did go back on it, that's fucked up. Like, but I mean, I'm sure it happens a lot if they're doing it to somebody of her stature at that company. But with that said, it's like she was wrong because I mean, in a sense, she just kind of like dumbed Maria Taylor's career down to, oh, you're kind of a diversity hire, and I think that's kind of the attitude a lot of folks have. Like when they see like maybe a black person in a position that they feel like they should be in, but they
Right.
didn't get, and they got it. It's like, oh, well, it was given to them. That's why they got it. Instead of taking accountability, like, hey, maybe I just wasn't as good as I thought, you know? Because yeah, there's diversity hires, but you still got to be qualified, motherfucker. Like,
Right.
you still have to be qualified. Like the way she said that, it was just a sense of entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like she was dismissive about like Maria Taylor's fight or whatever.
Right.
And
And
that's what she was
let's not
on.
forget. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no,
Finish
you
your
good.
thought. I'm sorry. I was going to say, let's not forget Rachel Nichols' dad was a producer in the movie field and all that. And her
Father-in-law.
mother-in-law was like Diane, her father-in-law was it? And her
Yeah,
mother-in-law was Diane Sawyer.
yeah.
I mean, she got the hookup. You know what I mean? She had some pretty good references to get her to where she is. Did she use
And
them?
like,
I don't know. But I'm probably sure they had something to do with it.
and I think like I don't think it. She was being racist,
Nah.
but there was still racial undertones there. See, there, you know, you can be chill, but there could still be racial undertones, and you could still
Mm-hmm.
have funked up like racial thoughts and shit. Like I could be friends with like all the Mexican homies, but if I have certain fucked up opinions or some shit, that's still problematic. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
so, just because you're a quote unquote ally, that doesn't mean that you're above any of that shit. And I think that's the thing. Like with her, she was kind of on a soapbox sometimes on her show, talking about everything black. But then, like, even though I know she's probably not racist, like the way it looks, the optics of it looks like you're a conditional ally because you're all about that woke shit until it's something that's affecting you. So
Exactly. Took the words out of
it's
my
like
mouth, brother.
it's
Absolutely.
like people like that, like you'll see a lot more like left leaning people. I don't want to get political about it, but like that's the problem we have with the left because it's like y'all say y'all better than them, but like low key, y'all just do it in a nicer way. Like, bro, like at least I know where I
To
stand
be
with this motherfucker. Like this motherfucker hate
right.
me, but you just, you know what I mean? You trying to sugarcoat the shit. Like that's the problem I have with that side, and we already know what that side is on. But like, yeah, like so, and the apology, like, I mean, I don't. She should have did a better apology. Like it was literally
Yeah.
like 10 seconds,
Right.
and
I
then
saw in Kendrick Perkins and
yeah,
Kendrick Perkins. Who's the
Richard
other brother?
Jefferson,
There you go. They was just sitting there like, what the fuck do we do with this?
and that's
Like,
another
we
thing.
just continue show.
Because ESPN, they put two black guys. Like, hey, she needs y'all. Like, why not the white guys that are also on the show? Like, all right, whatever.
Right.
But like,
Or better yet, why not make her apologize to Maria Taylor in person? Maybe not on
well, she
camera.
tried. Well, nah, she's trying to reach out, but Maria Taylor don't want to fuck with her. Like, and I don't blame her. After
Right.
hearing some shit like that, like, I don't fuck with you, bitch. Like, like we can be professional,
Yes.
but I don't have to talk to you. You know what I mean? So, um,
Yeah, well, she fucked that up.
but like, and like, I'm not taking blame off Rachel Nichols. she deserved a lot of the flack that she got, but like it's ESPN. They knew about this situation a year ago because this is a year ago, and
Hmm.
it just now broke. So it's like didn't handle it then. Now you're making her fall on the sword for y'all because y'all fucked up. Um, you're putting, black people, her black coworkers in a fucked up position because now they got to kind of try to defend her. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
And
we on the,
we don't even know how they feel about it, but they on camera they have to feel
yeah, they have to
somewhat
ride.
supportive. Right.
Yeah.
They have to feel supportive.
And I'm sure some of
But
that
that's
was
kind of fucked up.
genuine, but like still you're putting, the black employees in a fucked up position. Like, I got to defend her now. Like, all right. And then they getting crucified out on social media. So yeah, I don't know. It's like they're the worldwide leader in sports, but it's like they're ran like a mom and pops, like fucking public
Like
access things.
48th,
Like, bro, like y'all know.
48th in diversity, man. Worldwide leader in sports, 48th in diversity. God damn.
And before they even took her off the finals coverage, the only person to get punished in this whole thing was the original black producer that gave the compensation to Maria Taylor. So it's like, damn. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I mean,
they get an F here. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But, hey, that was unprofessional on his end, too, a little bit to let it get leaked to the public. That should have went to Maria Taylor so she can handle her business. But,
well,
to bring shit to light like that.
She didn't leak it to the public. She leaked it to Maria Taylor and the black employees in ESPN. And
And,
maybe
nigga, that's the public.
maybe a few other employees, but yeah, that was it, right? And then it
That's
spread
that's
through
the public.
ESPN.
Exactly. You can't trust no other. Hell no. Hell no. You give me something at the job, and I'm like, oh, you see this? And I can tell this person. I can tell, hey, don't share. But I have zero control over what's gonna happen after that. You know what
I'm
I mean?
surprised it took this long to leak.
That's true too, because that happened last year.
And it makes sense because like 4 days before this story broke, they it was kind of put out there like Maria Taylor, she's in contract negotiations and she's making 1 million now, but they're saying that she's trying to make Stephen A. Smith money. Stephen A. Smith is the most paid like on-screen talent in the
Mm-hmm.
industry.
Besides Judge Judy. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I'm talking like sports talent,
Oh, okay.
on-screen talent. So it's like Maria Taylor, she's relatively young in her career as well. But man, she's made big strides. But it's like, and you mean to tell me she turned down 5 million a year because she wants 8 to 10 million because she thinks she's the best in the industry? It's like I knew there was some. I felt like bullshit. But then when this story dropped, I was like, oh, I see what they was trying to do. They was trying to soften the blow because they know she about to leave, and they know they
Right.
can't keep her, and so they gotta save one. So they're gonna save the one they got under contract. So let's
Right.
make her look bad by leaking like, oh, she turned down 5 million. Like, bro, that don't make any sense. Like Bob Costas and Al Michaels and all these guys that have been in the industry for years, they don't ever make
Mm-hmm.
8 to 10 million a year.
You feel me?
But you telling
Very
me
much
she
more
makes more money than
experience.
him? Like, it's like, come on, man, that don't add up. So yeah, ESPN's full shit.
Honesty moment.
Yeah.
Before last month, I had no idea who Maria Taylor was.
I mean,
Straight up.
I know who she was, but like I said, like I don't really watch ESPN because it's bullshit
Exactly.
anyway nowadays. It's kind of
Exactly.
trash.
When I watch sports, the broadcasters and commentators are not anybody. And how do I put it? When I go to watch ESPN, I'm not looking for Maria Taylor. I'll look for Skip or when he was there, and I look for Stephen A. But then after that, I go somewhere else for my sports. You know what I mean? I'll go to
Yeah.
Fox. I'll go to NBC. I go to CBS. Or I'll go to, you know what I mean? I don't really go to ESPN for my sports like information, just because the personalities on there I don't really like so much, right?
Yeah.
I had no clue who Maria Taylor was before last month when that shit started to pop. I'm like, who the fuck is Maria Taylor? So for her to even fathom asking for that kind of money when not even a whole lot of people know who the hell you are, that's crazy. Everybody knows who Stephen A is. He's made appearances on TV and movies. He's been doing his job for well into his 20s, 30s years, or what have you. Yeah, I mean, he's earned that type of money. He put in
He's
that
on
work.
every
I
show.
can't, yeah. And I can't stand when somebody thinks, oh, well, I deserve that too. For what?
But see, I don't
You didn't
believe
want,
that. I don't believe she asked for that. Because,
well, I
like,
hope she
bro,
didn't.
like, how does that make sense, bro? Like, you got Michael Greenberg, he's making like 6.8, like, and
Mhm.
he's on like the prime time hours. You telling me this chick is asking more than all these? Like, it's like it don't make sense, man.
I hope to goodness she didn't go in there and act like that and ask for
Like,
that kind of money.
I highly doubt she just turned down 5 mil when she's making 1 mil.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's
that's
a
a big
that's a
payroll.
400% raise. Yeah.
And the thing about ESPN, they've been cutting salaries for the last
Mm-hmm.
5 years. So
I
you
mean,
telling me
Tim Legler got let go. What's his face?
Kenny
The
Mayne?
Kenny Mayne got let go. Somebody else got pinned. Also from Sports Center. Ah, shit. It's a
Dan
lot of
Patrick,
personalities that
he
I,
left a while ago.
you know what I mean. But
Michael
it's a lot of
Smith, Jamel
personalities.
Hill,
Yeah. Well,
all of them.
Jamel. Anyway,
Yeah, we need to go.
she's another story. She a whole nother story. But anyway, you know what I mean? All these people who have been slashed or let go. And then you come in and demanded crazy money. I hope to goodness you're right that she didn't ask that. You know what I mean? And
You
was
tell
offered five. And I don't know if she's
because
even offered five now because that doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense. You're cutting salaries, but you offering this chick that's still young in her career like $5 million. I don't believe that. I don't believe
Right.
she turned down $5 million, and I don't believe you offered it.
Yeah. When you break it down like that, I was like, nah, you couldn't have offered 5 mil. You couldn't have.
Like, let's see the
You
receipt.
couldn't have. Right. Exactly. Break me off them text messages, the contract, something. Do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just people are trying to make it out like Rachel got a job taken away from her. She didn't get nothing taken away from her. Like that job they shared, and Maria's
Mm-hmm.
mostly been the host of it. So I mean, you didn't really. There wasn't like a shocker like that. She got picked to host the finals. Like the only thing that was probably shocking was you said it was in your contract. She has a right to vent. She has a right to even believe she's better than Maria Taylor. But don't bring up that diversity shit. Like that's a cop out. That's a cop
It
out. Like a
really
motherfucker.
is. Mm-hmm. I believe you.
Because the same shit
I,
could have
I
been
agree.
said when she
I
returned to
agree.
ESPN and got a show. Like,
Right.
so it's like, all right. But yeah,
Yep.
we're gonna see how that plays out.
True. True. I agree with you, and yeah, man, I'm gonna move on because we can keep going on that for real.
Oh yeah. All right, next up, Zyla Avant-Garde, first Black spelling bee champion.
Absolutely. Black excellence right there. Because man,
yeah.
That's amazing.
I know people get upset. You know, let me tell her how to do it. Like, bro, like she the first one.
Right?
You gotta celebrate shit like that.
You know? When you go back into the history of the spelling bee and you see who's been winning time after time after time, it's there are a lot of minority kids, but they're usually Indian or Asians of Asian descent or white kids. You know what I mean? A lot of Black kids don't even get an opportunity to get to anywhere near that level of competition as far as the spelling bee goes because they just don't have that opportunity. You know what I mean?
Man, to ever get to that point, man, it's wild. Like you gotta be a great speller, bro.
Absolutely. I'm all right, but I ain't no damn spelling bee. You know what I mean? I'll text your ass and scramble. But
I think of my school did one, and like, yeah, I was out early because it was just like, shit. Like, oh, okay, this is real. But yeah, like it's especially impressive nowadays to win a spelling bee because like we got spell check on everything, so people ain't really trying to learn how to spell shit for real, for real.
They're just trying to get it close enough.
Let me get the first 3 letters. Okay, there it is. Like,
absolutely. Guilty, nigga.
Because
Guilty.
back then I was an amazing speller. Like when not under pressure, but now shit, I can't spell cat, dog. Like
Uh, also, she's extra amazing because her hopes are to either play in the WNBA or be an engineer at NASA. Two
oh, that's dope.
vastly different careers. And I saw
Yeah.
a little film on her of her, doing her dribbling drills. Baby
She's
girl
nice.
got handles. She got
She's nice.
handles. She's nice
Yeah.
with it. I'm like, yo, that's some excellent choices to have. Well, if I don't make it in the WNBA, I just go work at NASA.
Hell, I hope she does both. Shit.
I really do. Because that's some goals for your ass right there.
Yeah.
That is some goals for your ass. Kind of reminds me of homeboy from the Steelers, the quarterback that replaced Ben Roethlisberger a couple times.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
a literal rocket scientist.
Yeah. He was like
So,
writing like reports and all that.
yeah. So he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'll play football for a little bit, but going back to do rocket science. I'm like, okay.
Writing in academic journals and shit. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
So yeah, man, big ups to her, man. She's
Yeah.
and I think the word she won on was Mara. I think.
Yeah.
It was like it had a Y in it, I'm sure. That's what probably threw a whole bunch of the kids off. But dang.
Yeah, I only had like 5 letters, I think, in there. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the winning one. Okay.
Yeah, it was one of them trick words. So good shit, man. Good shit. That shit is dope.
Violet, go ahead, little girl. All right, my brother. Platinum recording artist, Juvenile. Juvie the Great. He went viral again this week and for remixing his classic Back That Thing Up. And he changed it to be vaccination public service announcement for a black dating site. And it was titled Vax That Thing Up. What are your thoughts? Because I know there's a lot of mixed reaction. Some of us found it funny. Some of them, that your old niggas wasn't loving it.
Of course not. And it's because the people who are still under that Tuskegee fear, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's completely understandable. I don't knock nobody. It's completely understandable. The government fucked up, they lie. I get it. However, all he said is get the education about the shit. Don't just say no just for the sake of saying no. Because it's illegal, because it's from the government, because of whatever. Get the education behind it. Don't be a fool out here. And that's when he was telling the critiques of the video and all that, which I enjoyed the video. It was nice to see.
It was hilarious.
It was good to see Manny Fresh and Juvie out there again, boy. That shit was great. But yeah, just get the education behind it. Nobody says you still have to do it. And don't try to do what I hate is when like, oh, they just using him like a puppet to get the black people to nah, man. No. Just get the education on it. That's all.
It's a black app. They just use him as a puppet. It's black folks, motherfucker.
I mean, shit. Damn, man. We always the last to do some shit. And when the shit happens to us, why are they, get on us earlier? Like,
and it's not like he was encouraging, but like, motherfucker, oh, you trying to tell us what to do? Like, no, at the end of the day, it's still your choice, but it's like, bro, he's just trying to reach people. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like,
right.
You make it bigger than it is. Like, either you're gonna get her or you're not. But like, don't knock the dude for, doing whatever he believes in. It's whatever.
Exactly. Plus, I'm pretty sure he got a nice little chunk of change up in it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Change up in that. Shit, because you got to remix his classic, get some money over there, put himself back in the viral space, so he can probably do some more music projects. That's a good look, man. There was a lot more positives in there than negatives.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's like
I would have for sure.
We can have all the ratchet shit, but y'all turn your nose up when somebody try to do something that they see as popular. It's like,
bro, that's really the problem with the culture. You know what I mean? That's the problem with the culture. Negative shit gets praised. Positive shit gets looked as dismissive. and just you know, what I mean, it's not cool to be positive, and I hate that a lot
Yeah,
sometimes.
there
You
needs to
know,
be balance, you know, and because I understand, like, I like my junk food too, but
right?
you need to eat your veggies sometimes too, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like, it's got to
have a
be a
salad,
balance.
bitch.
It's got to be a balance. So, I mean, I can't knock Juvie for that. And it was nice seeing
Right?
Mia X and Manny Fresh because I ain't seen them in a
Yeah.
minute. So,
Oh yeah, me ex wasn't there. Was she? Goddamn.
she did the Wayne part. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but so that's another thing I was gonna kind of lead into with the spelling bee thing. Is like that's a very positive thing, right?
yeah,
And I'm pretty sure the black culture doesn't appreciate that shit enough. However, if we could get into the mindset of like instead of having these kids jump off the porch and join the gang, why not have them jump off the porch and join a gang of scholars? Like make them
yeah,
start competing in that sense. Like, hey,
yeah,
my little homies will, be better grades than your little homies, and have them compete on that instead of killing each other out there in the streets. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think that's a good idea, and if I could, I would. You know what I mean? But
It's on the
these motherfuckers
OGs.
don't listen. It
Yeah,
really is. Like you making these kids jump off the porch to go do shit that you won't do no more because this for them for the first couple times it's just a little smack on the wrist and they can go knock that
mhm,
out. But if you do it, what I mean, you probably get sent up the road for a real long time. So you got these kids. I ain't even gonna say that next part because that shit. I mean, I'll tell you that off camera. But anyways,
yeah,
yeah, you got them doing all this crazy shit, and then they growing up fucked up in a very aggressive mind state where they could have just used that energy, and if you would have helped them to, get somewhere in the future to buy back the ghetto, and then we can stop doing all this goddamn gentrification because they
yeah,
had a future, they got them somewhere, they got them to look at, they don't have to leave. It's safe because they ain't nobody, shooting, killing. It's safe. The police leave because they feel like, okay, they're doing well. If that's what you want them to do, that's how you get them up out the hood, bro. If you want the rollers to stop rolling through the hood, make them a reason to not even be there. But
exactly.
the culture just needs to hear that real quick. I don't want to say the other part though, because it's too far.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, positivity, man. Shit.
Absolutely, bro.
Word.
I'm all about that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Shit.
Can you
I
imagine having a gang of kids called East Side Scholars? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that's why we cheer for, people like that, that that's the first to do something like so much. Like I think some people might get annoyed or they just don't get it. It's like, bro, like we gonna celebrate all our fucking wins, especially if it's something positive, man. Like
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
like she doing her thing and she has a lot of promise and potential. And like, hey, I hope she does big things. And it's nice to see Juvenile, who I mean, he's made some records that are
Right.
fun, but like, all right, they're out there. But it's like this is him doing something, giving back to try to, help his community. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
At all. Shout out Juvie, man.
Yeah, exactly. New Jersey, there was a man that had a racist rant against his neighbors. I'm sure you saw the video. Uh, in which he called them several slurs, and when he saw that they're recording, he pretty much was like, "This is my address. I dare y'all to pull up." And boy, did my people pull up.
Man, did you
About,
see the mob? It was deep.
it said about like 150 people showed up at his doorstep, and the police had to come in and escort him out and arrest him.
Yeah,
He was getting shit
yeah.
thrown at him. Uh, his excuse
Look,
was
man.
that he was drunk and he apologized. He was going to try to do better, but they said this ain't the first time he's had problems. People, what are your thoughts on this?
Play a stupid game, win a stupid prize. Yeah, I mean, you play drink and rant, they throwed up at your shit, man. You went on this little viral rant, you put your hands on. That's really why he got arrested. He got a minor assault charge. Because honestly, saying something to a whole bunch of people at your shit, they would disperse the crowd rather than, you know what I mean? But he
Mm-hmm.
got a minor assault charge. That's why they snatched him up out of there. You know what I mean? They had probable cause to go get him.
Saved his life
And
too.
saved his fucking life. Because boy, the people showed up and showed out. You hear me? New Jersey stand up for that one. That was, hey, you said, you know what I mean? That was an open invite. You put your whole
Yeah.
address out there. And boy, did they show up. Sheesh.
See, he
Hey,
didn't think nobody was gonna call his bluff. Like, I think we need to stop blaming shit on liquor, drugs, all this, bro.
yeah,
If you know you're saying some fucked up shit, you shouldn't be drinking.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
You know
don't
what I
give
mean?
me that. Oh, I'm not racist. You know, it's just when I drink. Like, no, that's you. It just came out,
Exactly.
and
You know
you
what I mean?
didn't think nobody was gonna call your bluff, especially to that magnitude. You thought it was just like, they ain't gonna get me.
Right. That, oh, these are just some little punk kids. They ain't, because they're obviously much younger than him, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And that these people have severely underestimated the power of social media. It's
yeah,
a very powerful tool out here.
that can't
Almost it
happen to
can be used
me.
like a weapon. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And also that excuse, I'm drunk, always on this medication. Here's what they don't understand. Those things eliminate the inhibitors that would, you know what I mean, help you to not say dumb shit. It
yeah,
actually it takes that shit off and lets it flow freely. It's been a known thing for years and years. That's why when they're at the bar and dude is a little sloppy and he hitting on women, he's been trying to hit on her. Now he just more direct to the point. He lost all his
yeah,
backing. He lost all his, suaveness and all that stuff. And he just, look, you won't fuck me. And then he gets slapped up and take it out. But if
yeah.
he wasn't on that liquor, he'd have his inhibitors in place that would try to make it, his situation a little bit better to get the woman. Same thing when you out there in the world and you get a little tipsy or whatever. That, don't blame that. You've been thinking that way.
Yeah.
You've been had these feelings. You've been, raised this way, and that's what you're. It sucks for you that you couldn't, differentiate from how you was raised. I mean, I know it's hard, but it is doable. But that's you. That wasn't, Mad Dog
Yeah.
2020. That wasn't, Depakote. That wasn't nothing but you. Don't blame it on nothing. It's you.
And I know I'm just a single person, but it's like, bro, I've been damn near like black. I've been fucked up before. It never hit me to say some crazy ass shit to somebody that I wasn't aware that I'm gonna say this shit. Like that I didn't
Right.
want to say. Like it's like, bro, like so it's like, don't give me that. Like, I just become magically racist when I drink. Like, nah, bro, that's you. It is what it is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've been pissy drunk. Pissy
Yeah,
drunk at the Mexican party. Which we got into a little altercation out in the street. Never once did it cross my mind to disrespect his entire race. I'm disrespecting him,
yeah,
calling him out his name, but I never ever use those type of, slanderous terms. Just never
yeah.
crossed my mind to go that far because it didn't matter, what was about to happen. I'm going to get my scrap on, but I'm not about to disrespect everybody there and, the culture. And they invited me there, you know what I mean? So I'm not about
Exactly.
to do. You know what I mean? I'm not about to do it. And it's just never crossed my mind to do so, to get them more riled up. You feel me? That's what they do it for. Because when you into it, you scrap it, and they say, come on, man, let's go after it. And then you start beating that ass. They hit you with
Yeah.
that. What was the point? You already, getting what you want with this ass whooping. And now you got your ass whooping. Now I got to meet this too. All right, bet. You're making yourself look stupid, not me. You know,
Exactly.
you didn't make me feel bad. I'm 34. Been black all my life. You don't think I heard that term a couple of times?
But and them motherfuckers that say they don't understand like privilege. Privilege is saying your address on a video and thinking motherfuckers ain't gonna show up.
Yeah.
That's how, because he's comfortable. Like, ain't nobody gonna do shit to me. Ain't nobody gonna touch me. When you see them people out there, oh shit.
Click, click.
Yeah, it could happen to me. I didn't think it could happen to me, but oh shit. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
motherfucker. Like,
absolutely.
we ready.
Look, man, it's slowly happening, but it is happening. We are not our past generation, our ancestors' generation. You feel me? Motherfuckers are starting to get tipped up out here. We're not gonna go this whole, non-violence way. They getting fed up and they're tired of being, downtrodden in that desire. If you're gonna disrespect, you will get your ass beat. It's none of that. Let's let the authorities handle it. It's starting to go away. It's happening very slowly, and y'all gonna start seeing this shit pop up. I see it all the time online. It's gonna start popping up more and more. And look, just leave black people alone. Point blank. Period. Just leave them alone. You got no business over there.
People just need to start getting popped in their fucking mouth again.
It's happening.
Because like a lot of these people haven't, and so it's like, okay,
that's true.
You need to be humbled. Okay.
Yeah. You need to be understood one time. There you go. You understand that?
Exactly.
Just a quick one. You ain't got to beat them to death. Just give one of them, hey, wake up.
Yeah.
Because this could happen to you. You know what I mean?
And that's when you see them videos when people acting stupid, and then people like, I, and then they hit them, and then it's like, yeah.
Can't believe you just did that. Well, believe it. I don't know.
Believe it.
If I were to get into it, I'm gonna let them know. I'm not going for my camera. I don't want to put you on. You know what I mean? Give you your 15 minutes of fame. Fuck that. I got something to do with my shame and fame. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna let you know. I am not my ancestors. I will beat your ass straight up. You can try all that funny white people shit if you want to. I'm not with it.
I go for everybody, not just white people.
Oh well, yeah, but because absolutely, like.
But in this certain case,
anybody can get it, but anybody can get it. Let's just go there. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not pulling out my camera. That takes too much time and starting it up, and I got to do it all. Nah, right? Just let you know what it is from the jump. You are gonna get this work. But moving on.
There was some drama in the Khloe Kardashian department. Khloe Kardashian posted some thirst traps. Her ex-husband Lamar Odom gave her some flirty emojis.
Mm-hmm.
Let her know, like, hey, you're looking right. And her baby father, Tristan Thompson, didn't take too kind of that and said something to the effect of God saved you the first time. Don't let it be last or some shit like that. Pretty much threatened my man on social media. What do you think about the studio gangster niggas? Like, what's good with them, man?
Open up my dictionary. Look up the okay, here's the F's. Fuckboy, Tristan Thompson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The definition of a fuckboy. You've been fucking this woman over time after time after time, embarrassing her in public and private and what have you. She out there trying to feel good about herself and get the attention that you weren't giving her. Somebody gave it to her, and now, what you trying to do? Man, what you trying to do? Set your dumb ass down, Tristan. Go on, man. Go. Because that shit irritates me to the highest degree. I can't stand dudes like that.
Yeah. I mean, granted, Lamar, he did cheat on her too, but it's just the fact that this dude married her. You know what I mean? And then this motherfucker made a baby with her, didn't give her a ring, always getting caught up cheating. Like, he's the most unsuccessful cheater ever because he's always on video when the shit's about to go down. And he's got the nerve to be defensive and possessive. And it's like, motherfucker, you had all this time to, hold her down and, lock her up. And you keep fucking bitches on video. So it's like, like get the fuck out of here, bro. You're corny. And don't get it fucked up. Like, Lamar from NY. Like, he free from Queens. Like, I'm sure you know some thugs. Like, calm down. You ain't about to do shit.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And he just signed a boxing deal. I don't know if you saw that. Lamar just signed a boxing deal. So, he got them hands.
Unless you about to box him, like, it's like, calm the fuck down.
Right? You know what it reminds me of? One of them old 80s movies where Biff, the school jock bully dude has the hot chick, but the hot chick ain't really feeling Biff no more. She feeling the nerd dude. You know what I mean? And they trying to get it over, and Biff been over fucking her over forever. But now
Yeah.
that the nerd dude's moving in, oh, what are you doing on my shit? Man, out of here, Biff. Fuck out of here, Tristan. Hey,
For real.
that's what it is, man. The more things change, the more they stay the same, man. They've been telling this story for a minute. I just hope Chloe gets it together because she got to choose one of them or move on from both of them. I mean,
He probably on to somebody new, but I'm like, I fuck with Lamar because it's like, even
yeah.
with his, he's upfront about his flaws, like about what he did wrong. Like it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like it had to come out. Like he put it out there. Like yeah, I fucked up. I did this, and this. And plus, he was with her before she was considered hot or whatever. Before she started getting work
Yeah.
done and all
He
that
loved her
shit.
as she was.
Yeah, you feel me? So
So
it's just like I don't know.
yeah, man, it's real sad, bro. That we still gotta look at this type of shit, and motherfuckers still act like that with all this great vagina in the world. You worried about
Yeah, all these women,
that,
all these beautiful
and
women, accomplished
mm-hmm.
women. And I mean, you was cheating with them, so like
You feel me?
women,
You,
and
you obviously have access to other people. Why are you
yeah,
worried about her so much, bro?
you try to
Tragic.
spit on her, and that's mine. Like, no,
Yeah.
don't touch me.
It's ridiculous. My germs, head ass.
Yeah. Marking your territory, like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man. I'll fight him for you, Lamar. Go ahead and give me the word, bro. Give
For
me the
real.
word. I'll fight him on everything. I'll fight him for you.
All
He
right,
ain't got no
next
trouble to get.
next up, Nick Cannon had his seventh child by
Southeast
his
representative.
is it by his fourth or fifth baby mama?
Yeah. Southeast representative, man.
I think this is like his third one this year, right? Third or second one.
That boy show up to the maternity photos, though, don't he?
Oh
He
yeah,
gonna be in the paternity photos. I don't know, man. The good thing about it is he can afford all them kids. That's the best thing. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot of them, and what happens in a normal Southeast life, if you're not rich, is that when you have a lot of kids, you usually can't afford all of them, and you become absent altogether. Nick's case, he can afford them. He just needs more time, which he
yeah,
probably don't
that's
have
the
a lot.
argument I see on social media. It's like, well, he's not a present parent just because he's providing a lifestyle to them. It's like, well, yeah, I mean that's right, but it's like I don't know the inner workings of how he parents. He might
Right.
have a system. I ain't never heard nobody say anything about his parenting as far as like
That's true.
that have given birth to his children, like because
Mm-hmm.
some motherfuckers like that's the first thing that happens. People go online, oh, you ain't shit, you're a deadbeat, or you're never there, like. But like you don't hear nothing about Nick's chick, so it's like,
Exactly.
hey, if they ain't got a problem with it, then I'm cool with it. I don't give a fuck. Like it ain't my business really.
One thing I did notice about Nick and all his baby's mothers, besides
Uh-huh.
Mariah, he ain't married none of them, which
Nah.
means he can't provide a lifestyle for the mother. He can only provide the lifestyle for the child. Does that make sense? So if they were married, she's used to a certain lifestyle, this, and that, which would, put his child support up, or he would have to pay alimony. Seeing as
Yeah.
how he never married any of them, definitely no alimony, and he can probably negotiate the child support. You know what I mean? Like, they never lived this lifestyle. How could they be used to it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't ever think it'd be like on that type of shit. Like, cause you don't hear about nigga on the court or nothing. Like, he just takes care of his people.
Which is
And
true. He could be providing them a lifestyle, but he's no way in legally he's not obligated to. You know what I mean? In that regard. Only to
yeah,
Mariah's kids, but Mariah got more money than him, so she got to take care of him.
and let's just say like they getting 20,000 a month each. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
that's
more
still
than enough.
enough to live a good life.
Right. That's more than enough to live comfortably with
Yeah.
one child of mine. Straight
Yeah.
up. So And like I said, she can't live off the 20K for just for the sake of argument. She can't live off the 20K. Then she's doing too much. She's trying to fabricate a lifestyle that she never lived.
And I think that's where a lot of those women go wrong
Mm-hmm.
because it's like they probably they believe they should live like him, but it's like with 20K, like hell, you can be good with 5K, but like 20K, you don't have to work. You're just
Yeah,
taking
that's true.
like so it's like you have the time to probably pursue some shit so you can build up yourself. And by the
Mm-hmm.
time the child turns 18, you're already set within your own career. Because college,
Exactly.
essentially. And like people were too busy, trying to earn money at some bullshit job to like obtain skills and shit like that. So it's like you gotta look at it like that. Like, okay, you didn't get 50,000, but if you get 20, like you fucking grateful. Like it's like what's the point?
You're good. You can sit there and raise the child, literally.
Yeah.
And there's probably some left over for you to do something with yourself, you know what I mean, and not have to complain too much unless you just one of them greedy type of people.
Because if it was me, and I'm getting like, we're just throwing 20 G's out there, but like if I'm getting 20 G's, bro, you ain't gonna have no complaints from me. You ain't gonna. I ain't even try to buy the most expensive shit. Like I'm gonna get good
No,
shit for the kid, but like I ain't ever gonna try to. Oh, he needs a Birkin. Like shut the fuck up. Like,
right? The fuck does a baby need Birkin for?
yeah, like nah, like this baby gonna be clothed, well fed. Hey, you ain't gonna have
It's
no
gonna
problem.
be well rounded. It's not gonna be spoiled and
Yeah,
entitled. You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's what those people want. I want my baby to be spoiled. They're gonna have the best of everything. You couldn't even give them the best of everything. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, though. But shout out Nick, man. I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean, you got another one out there or one upcoming. I'm sure he's leaving that canon name out there, ain't it?
Yeah, he trying to have 20. It look
He's shooting for it. I think he can hit a football team. Hit 11.
like, man. You ready for some this or that?
Let's get it.
All right. Would you rather date a fifth degree black belt or a police detective?
Fuck 12. When I was 11, on my next birthday, I turned 13 because 12. Man, nah, man. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground, you know what I mean? But a 50-degree black belt, bro, she catch you creeping. You gonna feel all 5 of them degrees in your ass. Shit, man. Even if you was with the police, she can set you up on some shit, man. Going to that evidence locker, swiping a little cocaine. Oh, look what we got here. Gonna get you set up that way. You're just trying to drive home. She done put coke in the trunk. You know what I mean? It's tough. I'd probably go with the black belt and just be the most loyal motherfucker ever. Never trying to be on her bad side. You know what I mean? That's what I do that. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with the detective. I mean, she bringing home a check. A black belt ain't bringing home no checks unless you competing and doing something.
What if she out there competing? She can get
Okay,
checks off of that.
different thing though. Like if she just a motherfucker that knows, martial arts. Oh, that's cool. Are you monetizing it? No. Okay, then you just a motherfucker with a skill.
Then you got to be able to support her dreams, brother.
Fuck that. The detective is making money. She's taking home that money. She ain't getting shot at. Yeah, they probably they not in the line of fire shit. They just investigating shit. So yeah,
Right.
I thought Libya fucked that up for me, but like I'm down for a female detective.
What if she's like a female Axel Foley? You know what I mean? She out there solving the crimes. She got the trigger out.
I mean, I don't think they be saying action like that. Like, I think police one is pretty boring. Like, they probably see stuff like that like probably 5 times in their career. But like, other than that, she probably just investigating murders and stuff. She's like, "Hey, babe, I left you something in the stove. Left you a hot plate."
Yeah, from what I hear, the spouse of a police person is one of the most lonely things ever because they got terrible hours. They are
Good.
always on call. You know what I mean?
I mean, nah, what if she said, "Oh, all right, we can have a girlfriend." So make it a throuple. She was in there, like, "All right, babe, we'll be waiting out for you."
Man, look, bro, you really got to pass after Jake Buckley. That shit ain't she's never gonna go with that. She come home, find you in the bed with somebody else. Now you getting capped in the ass legally. Oh, I thought it was a burglary. Pop. Uh-oh.
Move to Utah, become Mormon. Oh, it's just a while. We just watching TV, but be safe out there. It's your time.
I don't be worried about you. Boy, you ain't shit. Ah, damn. Nah, that ain't no good. I'm still going with the 50-degree black belt. She gonna protect me from the detective. She gonna break that detective. Hiya! Break that detective up, man.
What's a bit of
Protect me.
All right. What's more fun? Catching somebody in a lie or catching somebody stealing?
Boy. Should we add context to it or just let our minds run?
Hey, do what you must.
Because if I see the bruh at the Walmart stealing the PS5 at the self checkout, you know what I mean? Oh, Skittles, but got the PS5 right there. You know what I mean? Hey, bruh, do that for me too, or I'm telling you. You know, see how you get out of here. I'm gonna need you to run that for me, G. Or look, man, I can't stand liars, bro. So when I catch somebody and they lie, I'll be waiting to bust their ass out. You know what I mean? So I think that's more fun. Just on the, you know what I mean? Look, man, you damn well you don't own that shit. Or damn well you ain't never been there or seen this or that shit is way more fun to me, man. Because you can especially if you've been around the motherfucker long enough just to know when they about to lie. Oh, man. It's tasty. Cut up the steak. Lies. Eat that shit.
I think. See, there's no real fun in catching somebody stealing for me. Like, either or you're stealing from me and I'm trying to beat your ass. So it's like, reaction. Like, I don't give a fuck if you steal. But catching somebody in a lie, that one is funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah. And like just to see people like flustered, when they get like, oh, okay, yeah, don't worry.
Stutter. Yeah. Yeah, that shit is they make me think. You dirty lying motherfucker. Because then they embarrassed, they want to fight, and they can't really throw no hands. Because liars really don't they can't fight that good. Then you're just knocking out a liar. It feels greater. It's just a whole thing.
Or you catch like a girl lying, and it's like they become the sweetest person ever. Are you hungry? Like, shut the fuck up. You ain't getting off that.
I was just playing. Fuck
out
of here.
Getting off that easy. Like, fuck out of here.
Right? Fuck out of here, G. Shit is irritating as fuck, man.
Like, shit.
So yeah, man, I'm gonna go with that lie.
Lie, man. Okay.
If you gonna steal, just don't steal from me, because if you get caught, it's fucking over. You know what I mean?
That's one thing. Like being accused of stealing, that's like one of the worst things you can call me. Because it's like, bro, like I don't need to steal shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, parents raised me right. Nigga, I ain't gotta steal your funky ass shit. I'll go buy my own shit.
Right?
Like I've had motherfuckers call me the N-word, granted online, so I couldn't reach them, but like I just kind of laughed out, like, oh, you losing the battle, so you went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, accuse me of stealing? Oh yeah, them was fighting words, bro. Like fuck no.
I don't need
So,
to steal.
yeah, exactly.
Never been a fan of it. Never
Yeah,
been a fan. Yeah,
exactly.
so eh, granted, we've definitely. I know I've definitely stolen some things, but it was at Comic Con, and they expect you to do that. You know what I mean? You get that
Yeah.
grab bag open and then swipe. You know what I mean? One of them joints. But as far as stealing from someone personal, never, can't do it. It's not my
But see,
speed.
that's the stereotypes they like to throw on brown people, black and brown. Like motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
I'm stealing. Like fuck you. Like I don't need your raggedy shit.
If you gonna expect it, might as well do it. You know what I mean?
Like I remember I was at the comedy store. I was watching somebody. I think it was Nikki Glazer, and I was sitting at this table with this other woman. We both had red cards. The waitress, she brings back our shit, and I signed for the receipt, but the woman had already like walked off. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at this card like this ain't my shit. So I run down the street like, hey man, like you forgot your card. And this is Little La Jolla. And she was like, oh, that would have been bad for one of us. I
Oh
was
man.
like, man, you lucky we in La Jolla. Because I'm the last black person I saw in this whole vicinity. Like, you
Yeah.
lucky in La Jolla.
And Lord, you lucky
Right
if you see
now,
anybody else look like you.
this would have been bad for one of us. Like, bitch, please, I don't need to steal your money, nigga.
Shit, you should have. Nah. But yeah, man, nah, catching a motherfucker in a lie. It's just
Yeah.
so awesome. It's just so
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just so awesome.
All right. What's worse, laughing at a funeral or starting a problem at a funeral?
I think that starting a problem at a funeral is one of the most disrespectful things you can do. So I think that's worse because if you had it on your chest, you should have got it out the way before. You know what I mean? Don't bring that shit to where we're trying to just pay our respects. Like, I can understand if somebody getting pissed off because I'm laughing. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm only human. You know what I mean? It's probably said a joke to me or try to cheer me up and it worked. But if you come over there with your attitude at whoever's there or at the person, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah, the motherfuckers call themselves trying to violate motherfuckers. Like, it's just like, bro, like, whatever happens to you in that setting from their loved ones,
Mm-hmm.
you deserve that shit. Because it's like, bro, like, why are you coming with disrespect? Like, if I didn't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Like, but I'm not going to, get online or something and say, oh, fuck so and so, I'm glad he's dead. Or, like,
No,
show up to the funeral, just making
right.
sure my ops is dead. Like, that dumb shit. Like, and that's that new age shit. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get popped.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you
Or,
gonna be
or,
like,
or,
I didn't mean it, no.
right? Or when like somebody show up to the funeral, they just come to pay their respects, but somebody who's already there turn around and start that problem. Hey, they don't even fuck with you like that. You need to get the fuck up out of here. Like,
Oh yeah,
oh,
no, nah, don't do that.
don't do that.
Don't do
Don't
that.
do that. Don't do that. It's just let that shit go, bro. Like they can't pay their respects. If you know that they didn't fuck with them like that, slide to the side and be like, yo, you're not supposed to be here, but do that shit on the low. There's a way to do everything.
Now, if it was their parents or maybe their immediate family, okay. I mean, I don't have a problem with that because, hey, maybe it's a touchy situation, and they're
Right.
mourning. So I mean, hey, I give them that pass. But anybody else, like, nah, don't be a distraction. Don't cause no trouble. Just
Mm-hmm.
let it ride, like, and then address it after, like.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers just don't be understanding that. You know what I mean? Because they in the heat of the moment, and I get it. Death is always a touchy thing, but at the same time, there's a level of professionalism at a funeral. Like, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
gotta respect. You know what I mean? That's what we're there to do. Just respect this person. It's the last time last time we gonna see him, so on and so forth. Let me just do this and get on about the day. You know what I mean? So and there's already somebody there grieving. It's already somebody. You know what I mean, you're just gonna throw fuel on the fire. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen.
And for me, like I don't really like take death as serious. Like I just mourn differently. But like even with that, like I still keep in mind, like what people mourning. Like it's not, I'm still aware, like, hey, don't do nothing crazy. Like let people
Mm-hmm.
know this is their day. Like so, like don't come with no disrespectful shit, man.
Absolutely, I feel you on that, man. 100%. Yeah.
Uh, would you rather lose the feeling in your hand or the feeling in your feet?
I'm wiggling both my fingers and my in my toes right now. Trying to see which is, uh, you know what? Probably my hands, bro. Uh, just
Mm.
because. Wait, no, it's so difficult, bro. It really is. Cause like when you can't, like when you on the toilet too long and your leg go to sleep, it's like I don't like that feeling. But then in your hands, you gotta grab ass and shit. So, I don't know. I don't know. On one hand, and like if you lose a feeling in your hands and you're beating your meat, you can always pretend it's somebody else. You can all it's a new person every day, baby. You ain't got, that's one thing. That's a positive. Let's put that in the pros
I'm just
column.
doing it because I don't feel shit. I'm busted. Like, nigga, that's good. All right.
Uh, you know,
It's easy
keeping it
for
a hundred.
me. It's the feet. Who gives a fuck? Like, okay, I'm just walking. I don't feel shit. Feel it.
Man,
I
nah,
don't have
because
no
if you step
fatigue
on
in my
something,
feet when I run or do something like you've been on your feet all day. You don't feel that shit.
man,
And
you
you
don't feel that. Motherfuckers feel that shit, bro.
like you're actually feeling shit with your hands. So
Yeah,
it's
we know.
like, what if you're a
Yeah,
cook?
because
Test the temperature of your meat or something like that by your hand. Like you need your hand for filling and all that. Like, what if I'm
that's
like,
true. And if you go blind and then you can't even read braille.
yeah, if you go blind, yeah, yeah, it's gonna be right.
Yeah, no, when you put it that way, I mean, but feet, man, you step on something, a nail go in your foot, that happens. Something bites you.
You gonna eventually see it. Like, where's that blood on the ground? Oh, I stepped on a nail. Like,
but it's too late.
you live for like
Drove
a
the
month.
shit all the way
Like,
through your foot.
you
Got
gonna
a
eventually
Air
see
Force
it.
nail on. uh, but with that, to your point, your point kind of persuaded me. I'm gonna go ahead and go with lose it in my feet just because I need these hands, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out. I want to feel it.
What you run in the shower? You're like, oh, is it warm yet? I can't tell. It's starting hot. Like,
How you gonna test the temperature of pools though? You can't dip your toe in there. You're like, oh, just you got a man all the way down. No, okay, it's good. No, you got to get toe in the pool. You trying to get into the hot tub? No, you don't even feel that, do you? No, you don't get in there and burn up. See?
it is, my brother.
Shit.
All right, let's go to some shows. What you rolling with? Steve Harvey show or hang with Mr. Cooper?
Both really, really, really good shows, man. Excellent cast on both of them. Holly Robinson Peede, Mark Curry, give
Raven
me her
Simone.
name. Raven Simone was on there. I almost forgot that shit. I think Rich.
Nell Carter. She was on hang with Mr. Cooper, right?
Was she? Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, she was the principal. Nell
Yeah.
Carter was the principal. I'm thinking Don Lewis. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah.
That was a good cast. And then on Steve Harvey show, you got Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, uh, Wendy Raquel Robinson. Rest in peace for Romeo Santana, aka shit. Can't remember his real name right now. Don't come to me. It'll come.
Merlin seemed kind of, or
Mervin said. Mervin. Mervin
Merlin.
Santana was it?
I think it was Merlin.
What? Merlin. Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, but and you know, Lori Beth Denberg was on there eventually. That was dope. Yeah, man.
Lady of Rage. She was on there for a second, I think.
Who?
Lady of Rage. Wasn't she on there?
Yeah, absolutely. Coretta.
Yeah.
She was Coretta. Oh yeah, nah, man. Hey, no, Steve Harvey's a good ass show, man. But hang on, Mr. Mark Curry is very underrated as a comedian. He had went through a severe depression after an accident, so he kind of stepped out. And that, you know, I mean, that he was in the prime too. He was about to hit the pocket, and you know, I mean, started becoming that man. You know, but you know, he's still out there doing work, I believe, right?
Yeah, he is. He's still headliner. He's still
Yeah,
big.
man. Yeah, man. But if I'm comparing these two, I relate more, and so I'm gonna pick it. It's to Steve Harvey because you know around that time he was in school, and you know school issues were happening, especially when I think it was in middle school around there. So when Keenan and Kel made their appearance on there, I was like, oh shit, you know. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go with Steve Harvey. But no disrespect at all to hanging with Mr. Cooper. I just you know relate more to the Steve Harvey show.
I think it's the same thing for me. Yeah, because it's like formative years, you know, that was the show. But I like Mark Curry better than Steve Harvey.
As a comic, yes, sir.
Comedy wise, yeah. And I do love all them people on that cast. But yeah, like I just Steve Harvey show was just it was that show for me out of these two.
Yeah. I like that he kind of kept it old school with all of his, you know, funk references and trying to, you know, keep that type of music and stuff like that alive, as well as the younger cast, you know, keeping it relevant. You know what I mean? Like they related to me, and he's preaching that like good stuff. You know what I mean? Steve Harvey was all that on that show. You know what I mean? Plus, it was showing the lives of people in Chicago, quote unquote, at that time over there. So it was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. However, Hanging with Mr. Cooper was based in Oakland, and I do appreciate that. Not a whole lot of shows out of the O, man. Not a whole lot of shows out of the O.
All right, and lastly, for this or that, which one are you rolling with, Step Brothers or Dumb and Dumber?
Sir, according to my top 5 movie list, this is a no-brainer. It's Step Brothers. Gale, a.k.a. Dragon, and Brennan, a.k.a. Nighthawk. You know what I mean? Funniest movie that I had seen in a very long time up to that point. You know what I mean? It had all the slapstick shit. It was a real buddy comedy. I think I saw it 3 times in theaters and paid each time. I'm not ashamed. I had so much. I still have fun watching that movie. It's a lot of good elements to that movie. Like some quotables are in there. Boats and hoes came out of there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Fucking Katina wine mixer. Yeah.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer. Everybody says it now. You know what I mean? So actually, because of that movie, started having a Catalina wine mixer. There's an actual wine mixer annually in Catalina Island.
And yeah, them two had like crazy. They just have great chemistry. Like like I don't think that movie is nearly as funny if you put anybody else into those particular roles.
Yeah,
and I'm sure they probably improv a lot of that shit too.
100%. Like they couldn't have written a lot of.
There's no way.
There's no way. Like, I was watching Cops. I was watching Cops. Like, come on, man. You're not right. I mean, maybe you are, but who knows? You know what I mean? I know you had to at least touch my drumstick because there's a chip in it. It's
as great as Step Brothers is. I'm gonna have to give it to Dumb and Dumber. The movie that pretty much laid the blueprint down. Because essentially, where you have Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly have this chemistry, so they know, you know, how to play off of each other. You have Jim Carrey, who's he's hot. He's in his element.
Yeah.
And then you have a serious dramatic actor in Jeff Daniels that's pretty much they didn't ever want him for the role, but Jim Carrey
Is that
begged
right?
to get it. Yeah, and for them to
Didn't know
have the
that.
they did on that was just
Mm-hmm.
like it was stupid. Like, there's so many quotables in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, like Will Smith, Jim Carrey, I tend to kind of grade them a little harsh because I know people really like those people. But like,
Right.
there's no weak moment in this movie. There's no weakness to it. This is
I'm trying to
full
think.
on.
It's really not. I mean, for everything down to the clothes they were wearing, the stupid dog vehicle. Man, it really did have a lot of like
They didn't
good.
waste any scenes.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Especially the part where Harlan Williams comes up and he's the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Gonna do a little booze in there. Drink that Pete boy. That shit stood out. As soon as we came up with that was my like favorite scene right there because Harlan Williams like shut up. He was like no, I said shut up. Because Harlan Williams, really good actor, very underrated.
Really underrated comic. Yeah.
Yes, Harlan Williams. I love Harlan Williams, man. Especially he's in Half Baked. You know what I mean? He's Kenny.
Was he? Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah.
He's Kenny. Right?
Yeah.
Man, we really got to get this guy out of jail. Don't really. Yeah, man. I love him.
He might get down, mate.
I'm somebody. And like ever since I saw Harlan Williams in that, I've been a huge fan of his, man. So he comes out of Dumb and Dumber, absolutely. You know what I mean? So, but I'm still rolling with Step Brothers. It's too perfect for me.
Hey, I can't knock you. All right,
especially when the little one says, "Hi, my name's Jim. You want to suck my dick for money?" No. Oh man, that's go ahead, man. Because I'm gonna be thinking the rest of the goddamn.
Like now that I mentioned it, like it's like I haven't seen both of those movies in a while, so yeah, I'm probably gonna have to rewatch it this weekend. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man.
All right, my brother. And lastly, top 5. Give me your top 5 animated shows.
Right on, man. And we just going because I didn't clarify this honestly, but we can go from any animated shows, right? Cartoons, adult series, what have you, right?
Yep.
Okay. Bet. So I've represented a little bit for what kind of makes my brain work. You know what I mean? Like from debuted April 19th, 1987. I was born 1 fucking month later to the date. You know what I mean? So me and the Simpsons have literally grown up together. You know what I mean? They're a very big influence on me. You know what I mean? Just watching it since forever. You know what I mean? So definitely the Simpsons in there. I love Matt Groening and Sam Simon and all those guys. So my next choice of Futurama, no brainer. I mean, I love that show that came out in actually December 31st, 1999. And the same date it takes place. That's dope. Always loved it. I wish they make a comeback, but if they don't, at least put the reruns on, back on streaming platforms, you dirty motherfuckers. I was loving that. I used to fall asleep for Futurama, man. Yeah. But continuing, something a little bit more recent, but it was kind of like the last good show on Cartoon Network before everything went to shit. Regular show, man. If you haven't watched it, it's Mordecai and Rigby. Man, raccoon and a blue jay working at the park. Fucking hilarious, man. Just kick back and drink and watch that. That shit is hilarious. When you just listen to it. Like if you take out the animated element, it's hilarious. Just watch it. Going with the Boondocks, got to throw that in there, baby. Everybody loved the Boondocks. There's so many quotables because they take quotables from quotables. So, I mean, it's just a continuation of the culture and that art style and form. And I really did appreciate Aaron Magruder for, bringing that or allowing that to be brought to the animated side out of the comic strip. Been a big fan of that shit. And finally, I threw a little obscurity in there, but it was a really big part of when it was coming up. It's Pokemon, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Got to catch them all. Everybody knew the Poke Rap back in the day. If you didn't, you're lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself. You know you was watching Pokemon. You know what a Pikachu is. Stop lying. Pokemon are repping. All 151 caught them in Pokemon Go. That's true. A lot of y'all can't say
Yeah.
that.
I can't knock it. I'm more old school a little
Okay.
bit, but shout out to Looney Tunes because I really like them. But I'm gonna just run down the ones that I like as a kid, and I was just into. Obviously Simpsons, like they were the pinnacle. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
Bart Simpson. um, I watched a lot of Tom and Jerry. Surprisingly,
Okay.
like I just remember before like they started coming up with newer cartoons, like on Cartoon Network, like used to always run like Tom and Jerry and shit. I think it was even on Nick
Absolutely.
at Night and shit too. Um, Scooby Doo, can't go wrong with Scooby Doo. Love Velma. Fuck everybody else. See, that's three. Let me go. Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know Darkwing Duck, baby.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck was my shit. And lastly, Rocco's Modern Life. That used to be my shit.
Throwing it out the left. Okay, hitting people with the hook. Okay, now I used to fuck with Rocco tough, man. Rocco's Modern Life was very underrated.
Yeah.
It got its reboot for a movie, a quick movie, but it was still underrated, man. It was a really good show. It had a lot
Definitely.
of adult tones to it that they kind of just slid in there and got by with the censors with. But definitely, it was one of those ones I fucked with heavy for sure. I fuck with Rocco.
Shit.
Uh,
There's so I can't ever do an honorable mention because it's like, bro, there's so many more
I can do a
shows to
couple.
name.
I can, for one, King of the Hill. A lot of people didn't fuck with it. I fuck with King of the Hill.
Oh, King of the
That
Hill's
shit was
underrated.
dope. Oh yeah, man. I get bumping. You know what I mean? It's a very good show. I hope the reboot goes through because that's supposed to take place, what was it, 15 or 20 years later. Hope to see that. Because damn, that'll be good to see, everybody all grown up a little older, what have you. Another one that's a good honorable mention is, let's see, because I can deal, Jack, but I'm just going SWAT Cats, man. I love the SWAT Cats.
I forgot about that show. Shit.
A lot of people did, but I didn't. The Turbo Jet, I used to have that as a kid. Fuck with it, man. They had that glove that used to have everything in it. Oh, man. That shit was dope.
Turtles.
Man. Gotta love it. I love the Turtles. Love the Turtles. I can't believe I didn't put them up there.
Gadget, Rocket Power. There's a lot of shows, man.
And the Pink Panther was one. He was cool, brother.
Pink Panther Cow was dope. Chicken.
Oh man, Mama had a chicken. Mama had a cat.
Cat dog. Like, there's so many of them, man.
Oh man, we can sit there and literally go through a whole 2 hours of just naming shows that just, I mean, we bugged out on. And it's amazing our parents let us watch this much TV. But hey.
Like, I don't have anything against cartoons, but it just felt like I stopped watching them after a certain age. But then, like, now just thinking about it, it's like, well, no, not really, because like all these different eras, of cartoons are coming out. So like, yeah, I always kind of did watch them. I just never got into the whole anime thing all the way. So, I mean, I think that's the only thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for like basic cartoons like that, whatever they have it on Cartoon Network right now, and then like daytime Nickelodeon and stuff like that. I'm not really into that stuff, but so far right now when I watch animated stuff, it's usually like the adult series or Family Guys and stuff like that, or anime. Like really, I don't really fuck with a whole lot of TV these days, anyways. But when I do, it's usually something like that, just because the news is depressing. I don't really care about dramas. Except for Law and Order, I'll be fucking with that. And everything else just kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not knocking anime. I just never got into it like a lot of my peers did. It was like, oh shit, this is a thing, huh? Okay, like
and it's good, boy, and it's good. But anyway, one thing I did forget to mention that I'm into nowadays is that show Hoarders on A&E.
oh yeah, that shit is
Boy,
hilarious.
I watch it, but I hate myself for watching it because they be raising up my anxiety. I mean, see, oh,
Mm-hmm.
Lord. Oh, I mean, like, I be scratching, like, you don't feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty ass, I'm scratching
Especially that
it.
sister on there, she be looking like, God, nasty motherfuckers.
You can see it in her eyes. That's what she want to say, but she can't. She got to be
Okay.
professional.
Yeah.
You know, she got to be professional. I know she be like, ain't this some shit? Literally, that is shit. Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out, man, because that's pretty much all I watch nowadays, unless I'm on the game, I'm at work, or doing the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Pod number
What that
20
make it, brother? That make it 20?
in
Did
the
we make the
book.
big 2-0? Man,
In the
we out here
book.
doing the damn thing.
In the book. This is my happy game. I'm pulling up to y'all aunties like this. That's how I'm pulling up to your auntie, like, flicks. Time to have flicks.
You pull a sponsor like that, boy, we gonna have a I'm still sleeping. But nah, man, hey man, we did it. We did it. The first 20 episodes are in the books. Shout out to all the commenters, likers, supporters, subscribers, the sharers. Y'all are the best. We appreciate that ever so much. It's a big little milestone
Nah,
because
fuck all
not a
y'all.
lot of
We don't care about y'all.
oh. It's a big milestone. A lot of these things don't even make it 20 episodes. So, you know what I mean? Some people get discouraged and, they just throw it away. All of us, no, we plan on doing this for a long time because so we appreciate y'all. Keep rocking with us. We're going to have more content, more guests, more things. Keep on rocking with y'all as long as y'all rock with us. With that being said, Mr. Marlon, take us home.
Conor McGregor just got dropped off. Rest in peace to Suzanne Douglas, best known as the mother from Parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
Actress, singer, all that. Amazing woman, passed away at 64. Let's keep our queens in our thoughts and give people their flowers while they still here.
Absolutely. Peace.